Hey guys, so AGL Zamasu's EZA came out a couple of days ago, and I think at this point it's pretty much the consensus that he's pretty much the best EZA Tiwa in the game right now. But I wanted to actually test him out, how well he actually does as a leader against the most difficult stages in the game, at least on global. So that's what I'm doing with this video. First off, I'm going against Redzone Goku Black, as you can already see on the screen. And I started with both AGL Zamasus in turn 1, which isn't actually ideal, because I mean Zamasu himself is fine. I would have actually preferred if one of them was on each rotation, because on the other rotation I basically have nobody that can actually tank Goku Black. So I pretty much have to just pray that I get all the dodges off. Yeah, I'm really, as you can see right now, I'm really struggling to think about what I'm doing. I decided on floating off the STR Gogeta, because at least that way I have a chance to survive, and of course Chila eats the attack, so basically if I get hit once again I'm dead. Yeah, great 70% chance from Chila, but luckily my Gogetas come in clutch and dodge every attack. Even AGL Gogeta, which only has a 50% chance to dodge at the moment since he's only at Super Saiyan, even he dodges more than Chilai. But yeah, okay, now my first AGL Zamasu is transforming, so now pretty much his defense almost doubles with big bad bosses and everything active. Yeah, floating the Vegito Blue off. Yeah, this should actually work out just fine. I actually wanted to have the STR Gogeta on turn 4, so I can activate his transformation, and then of course have the guaranteed dodge in slot 4 on turn 4, but I had to rotate him off it last turn, so that plan kind of got ruined. But as long as I have at least one of the fusions rotating all the time, that's fine, I guess. And yeah, so far I'm just trying to quickly get rid of this Goku Black, because I really want take Vegito Blue out the moment I get into Rose, because I really need his dodge against Rose, because he can't take hits from Rose at all, at least not before he supers. Okay, Vegeta actually gets hit again, but thankfully I healed more than enough, so I wouldn't die from that. But yeah, this one was actually kind of nerve-wracking, but believe it or not, I actually only needed one try against Goku Black, which is crazy if you think about it, because I mean there are a lot of 200% elites that released this year that actually struggle against this stage, let alone trying to no-item it. Super Trunks, Omega, Super 17. Sorry, I think I have a sore throat. I think I need to drink something. But yeah, so AGL Zamasu with only 170% lead, which isn't even that good, honestly. Being able to pull this off is actually really impressive. I mean, Realm of Gods is honestly not exactly the craziest team in the game right now. The best 4 options on this team are basically on my team right now, and except for the AGL Vegito Blue, which I don't have, I would have definitely run him otherwise. Yeah, thankfully he also leads Extreme Class, but only for 130%, so I can at least get Chilai on the team, and honestly it doesn't really matter if she gets 130%, 170% or 200% as a lead. Defense isn't good enough anyways, and she pretty much needs to dodge all attacks, which I just died, so it doesn't really matter what kind of lead she fits in. I probably could even run her off lead, I guess, but I mean, if you want to do that, you might as well just run Bulma, who's like 50 million times better than Chilai. So yeah. Right, so I activated the domain with the Tech Merge Zamasu or Tech Fusion Zamasu, and a lot of people think that the domain hurts super class units a lot, and I guess it does. But the extra 30% to damage taken isn't as big of a deal as people think it is. There was actually a Twitter post the other day which basically shows it's 30% extra to the damage that you have taken otherwise. So for example, if your character takes double digits, and you do add the 30% to these double digits, so it's basically negligible. It only really hurts when super attacks hit you, but honestly, super attacks usually ended up in a one shot anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And also, the only 2 important super class units on the team are the 2 blue fusions, and I guess AGL Gogeta, and I mean they are there to dodge anyway. On the first turn they have guaranteed dodge, and then afterwards I'm not putting them in slot 1 anyway. And same with AGL Gogeta. I don't think he would be able to take a hit from Rose either way, so it doesn't really matter if I activate the domain or not. And this way, at least I have a unit that can eat all of the attacks from Rose and just be fine, since you are basically completely untouchable, and yeah. Okay, and now I already have Blue Gogeta's active skill active, thankfully, because basically against Rose you need to blitz him as fast as possible. You can't stall around for ages against him. He just does too much damage, too quick, and your best chance is to basically just nuke him as quickly as possible. And thankfully, with both the two fusions on the team who do ridiculous damage, this should be kind of easy, especially with Gogeta. Like, once he activates his active skill, he hits his guaranteed crit for the entire turn, he just move out of the way. There's not a lot of characters or bosses in the game that can withstand an assault from him in that state. Yeah, see? Already dead after the 18 key super, and he could have done 4 or more super attacks after that. Okay, so now I am going against Redzone Brody for old time's sake. Basically, he really isn't that threatening anymore compared to the newer stages that came out, but he can still be challenging. I mean, I remember when I did this challenge with Physical Piccolo as a lead, Brody was the stage that gave me the most trouble by far, simply because of his AoEs. Like, these AoEs can still screw over your team badly if you're not prepared for it, or if you don't have the units that can deal with that. But thankfully on this team you have more than enough options to actually deal with it. And you're gonna see he will do his AoE, the Super Saiyan Broly, and basically I just tank it with the full Zamasu rotation. Yeah, really stupid team, or just stupid characters. Like, both of the masters are just so ridiculously good. I really love what they did with those two, especially with AGL Zamasu. He's honestly better than I would have ever dared to dream, honestly. And I did a mistake. For some reason I only got the 1 key with AGL Zamasu at the end. I wanted to give him a super, of course, to stack. Yeah, I was really facepalming hard when I did that. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I was just not thinking at all, and just doing this on, yeah, basically auto on my mind, but it didn't really matter at the end because the other gods destroyed Broly anyway, so it wasn't the worst mistake of my life, I guess. Okay, now to attack Broly. What am I doing? Why does it take so long? Okay, yeah, I don't know what I was doing there. I guess I was busy with something else or something. Yeah, now AGL Zamasu has transformed, and so his defense once again has more than, or almost doubled, I guess. And I'm putting the Tech Zamasu in slot 1 because I'm a bit scared of Tech Brody. He can still hit ridiculously hard, especially if he does this and just super attacks immediately like the little vulture that he is. But yeah, I guess it was better doing this way than risking taking 500k damage or something, and then just or I would rather miss the defense stat than take that much damage, I guess. That's what I wanted to say. And Metal Cooler I basically only brought so in case I have him out against the AoE phase or something, that he can just revive safely, or against AGL Brody if he decides to double super. And also in the first 2 phases he can build up safely, because both Brodies do melee super attacks, and he can of course nullify those. And I mean, you've seen how little damage he took from his normals, from Tech Broly's normals, and that's pretty impressive considering, like I said, the Tech Broly isn't a weakling. He kinda hits hard still. And Metal Cooler is only under a 130% lead. So yeah, good job, Metal Cooler. Yeah, I think I finish off Tech Brody this phase. Yep, I'm actually moving really fast, but it really doesn't matter too much. I mean, yeah, I have a lot of stacking characters, too, not that much, I guess, but honestly, they get there. I mean, the gods are fine because they have type advantage against the hardest phase in the game, hardest phase in this fight. And AGL Zamasu, his damage reduction is just so crazy, you don't really need to stack for ages for him to be good. Okay, now I can actually get some stacks in with my mate AGL Zamasu, that's good. Now for the guaranteed super. But yeah, I'm pretty much melting Brody right now. Okay, I get the third one, it's really good. So I can compensate for the first turn where I couldn't actually get any stack off with him at all, and now he supers, and guess what? I take nothing, basically. Yeah, nice damage. Attack Zamasu took by far the most damage because he only has 40% damage reduction at this point, but yeah, even he wasn't, even he didn't take that much, so yeah, pretty stupid rotation and just stupid characters in general. I think Brody is dead. Yep, one turn. Yep. So far, so good. Yeah, and this turn I'm basically completely and utterly invincible. Like, Brody can't do anything because the other gods, of course, greatly raise defense on their 18 keys and then their 12 keys when they are transformed. So even if he supers them, which would probably be the worst case on this rotation, they still survive. Like, this is pretty much over for Brody. And of course, if he supers Metal Cooler, he just revives anyway. So, and I'm at full HP too. So yeah. Brody isn't having the best time of his life, let's just say that. Okay, they are going crazy, they are getting their third super attack, that's really good. So their defense is actually pretty high at this point. And I think he actually, yeah, he supers. How much did they take? Wasn't that much. Yeah, okay, nice try, Brody. And Metal Cooler at, was it 6 or 8 million? I didn't really see that. I guess it was 6 million. No, 5 million, okay, yeah. I was wondering, because if it was 8 million, that would have been a little bit high, considering he's only under a 130% meter skill. And he got, of course, got crushed by Brody's normals at the end, but I mean, once again, that's his role in the team, to just die, and basically get me a free turn. Yeah, and he did that just fine. There's no really point in transforming with Fusion Zamasu or the tech one, because he doesn't take damage from Brody anyway. So of course I refrain from doing that, and I transform with my AGL Zamasu because I actually want to squeeze out as much damage as possible. His AGL corrupted state is actually really strong. And 50 million attack stack with 50% chance to crit is pretty busted, I think. Of course now he's only at 11 million because I'm only under 170% lead, but I mean, he still destroys Brody there. Yeah, getting his guaranteed third additional because he did an additional from his protection system. And yeah, he did a lot of damage against Brody. Like I said, Brody isn't much of a threat for this team. He's just getting destroyed right now. Of course, he once again supers the unit that can probably take it the worst, but yeah, nice attempt, Brody. Still, I survived just fine. And guess what, bitch? Cannon ending. So yeah, that was Brody. That was pretty easy. Needless to say, this only took me one try, once again, just like Goku Black. Okay, and now for the Birth of the Shadow Dragon Sin Shenron fight. This was actually pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie. This fight took me multiple attempts. I think it was like 7 or 8 or something. And I had to experiment a lot with team building. I wasn't really sure how to approach this the best because Sin Shenron as well as the Omega Shenron on JP, I guess, are both pretty much bosses where you can't really hide weaker units due to all the AoEs and the attack placement. Like for example with Goku Black, often I actually had it where he doesn't super or doesn't attack in slot 2 or 3, and he just focuses his attacks on one slot, so you can actually hide weaker units just fine. But against Sin Shenron, this doesn't work at all. Like, even if he doesn't attack in that slot, he still has his AoEs. And while they are not as threatening in the AGL phase, in the physical phase, they hurt a lot. So you're pretty limited in what units you can actually bring. Of course, I want to again brought the blue fusions because they are just so good, especially in this fight, since you can basically you can abuse their guaranteed dodge on turn 4, and then of course whenever the other fusion comes around, basically my strategy was to have one of the fusions transform in turn 4, so I can get the guaranteed dodge against AGL Sin, and then the other fusion transforms on turn 6, so I can hopefully get the guaranteed dodge against physical Sin, and hopefully do enough damage against Sin on turn 6 and 7, so on turn 8 I can just nuke him off the face of the active skills from the fusions. That's pretty much the strategy around this team. And yeah, of course I also have to pray that Chile doesn't sell. I mean, against AGL Sin she should be fine, but one touch from physical Sin and she explodes basically. Yeah, now I'm floating off on the STR Gogeta, so he comes back at turn 6. Usually it would be better actually if STR Gogeta transforms on turn 4, so he is safe against the AGL phase, and then Vegito Blue transforms on turn 6, so he is safe against the physical phase, because obviously due to type advantage Gogeta is more than fine enough against the physical Sin Shenron, so his dodge isn't really that important against physical Sin. But it still worked out just fine. Of course, with this team, needless to say, it also requires a lot of RNG, simply because I have so many units on the team that dodge, and yeah, dodge is just a roulette all the time basically. Yeah, I'm putting AGL Gogeta in slot 2, because Sin only does one attack and one AoE on that slot, so the chances of him to get hit by a super are really low. And of course Vegito Blue has guaranteed dodge, and I try to do as much damage as possible on this turn, because I really need to be at physical Sin on turn 6. That would be essential. Of course Vegito just goes crazy with his additionals, and Sin is already half dead, and I mean next turn takes the Master can pretty much clean this up. Of course AGL Gogeta can also do pretty good damage if he wants to do an additional super, so that would be ideal as well. Of course he only does one super, but that's fine. And of course he gets hit by the normal attack, but it's fine. It's only, in quotation marks, only 159k damage. It's not completely a catastrophe to get hit by that. Next turn the Zamasus can clean this up just fine. And of course AGL Zamasu mine does additional again. So he should be stacked up nicely. That's good, because on turn 7 I basically have all these Zamasus in one turn. That's good. I'm getting AGL Zamasu another stack, and he should be pretty much able to finish off AGL Sin by himself. And even if he doesn't, and Sin Supers for some reason, this shouldn't do that much damage, and then Tech Zamasu could just destroy Sin by himself. But yeah, it doesn't even get to that, because the AGL Zamasu crits, and now I'm at physical Sin, and I can once again abuse the guaranteed dodge from Blue Gogeta from the SDR one. And this attack placement wasn't exactly ideal. I did it like this, where I floated off the Vegito Blue, simply because I was actually hoping that his dodge chance in slot 3 would activate as soon as he collected the orbs, but it actually doesn't. But at least I wanted to have a dodge character in slot 2 in case Sin decides to super there. And then in slot 3, Vegito Blue, if Sin supers there, I could have maybe dodged there too, but of course he supers in slot 1, so I don't have to worry about that at all. I mean, of course the blue fusions lose out a bit of tackling power this way, because they don't have all their links active, but it's more than a worthy sacrifice that I'm willing to take, especially because AGL, or basically both the blue Gogetas actually actually link up really well, because they share stuff like Warrior Gods and Godly Power, which this Vegito Blue doesn't have for some reason. So it's not the end of the world for STR Gogeta to miss out on a few links from Vegito Blue actually. Of course Vegito Blue goes feral again. Yeah, of course. And he gets all the dodges off, that's pretty good. And now I have all the Zamasus in one slot. I was thinking about if I should activate the domain or not, but I definitely transform with one of the AGL Zamasus, yeah, and I also activate the domain, that was right. Because I'm pretty sure Sin would super in slot 1 again, or in slot 2 maybe, and I wanted at least to do as much damage as possible with one of these Zamasus, so I definitely transform one of them, right? Or do I? No, I don't, I play it safe, okay. Maybe I was misremembering, but yeah, I mean Sin already was a pretty low HP, so I guess it makes sense. And because Sin's AoEs hit all the Masters before, their attack, they can get their guaranteed additional super off, so I guess they don't really, they're also doing a lot of damage actually, so you don't necessarily have to transform the Corrupted Red Zamasu on this turn. And this way it's more safe in case Sin decides to super in slot 1 or 3. And I mean, next turn I have the active skill with with STR, Blue Gogeta, and basically I can just nuke physical Sin Shenron on the face of this planet, basically. I'm pretty sure Sin supers in slot 3, because I definitely remember him supering this turn. Okay, the Zamasu gets once again 3 stacks on, that's pretty good. Yeah, he should be more than fine against this super. Yeah, do your worst, Sin. Okay, yeah. Oh man. Yeah, this Zamasu is utterly ridiculous, dude. He's a god. Just put simply. Yeah, I'm activating the active skill in slot 3, so Gogeta has the 70% chance to dodge. I mean, don't think it's actually necessary. I mean, he has type advantage and it's fully got up, but extra reassurance is nice, especially because, I mean, Sin isn't as well as this. Not this onslaught from this behemoth of a unit. Okay, one super, there's another one. Oh, this is where I was a bit panicking actually, because Sin needs to be finished by super attacks and Gogeta did 2 additionals, but then his 5th attack is actually his super again, and this way I actually finished off Sin Shenron. And the reason he did 5 attacks this turn was because of his active skill in slot 3, which guarantees his additional super from slot 3, so yeah, that's pretty much why I did that. And yeah, that's Sin Shenron. I also did the Metacooler Core and what was the other one? Oh yeah, Redzone Cell Max with this setup with AGL Zamasu as elite. The problem is I also wanted to do First Form Cell, the tech one, which would probably be the hardest stage with this team, but I just couldn't find any AGL Zamasu friends. If I should find some, I will definitely upload that as well if you're interested. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about this very balanced character, AGL Zamasu, and see you on the next video.